Thank you.
Kara, we're going to say it out loud.
Thanksgiving is next week. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah,
now, if you want to set an elegant table and you're worried about what you're going to do, our next guest, Nora Murphy, is here to show us an elegant and simple way. This is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
This is stunning.
Thank you.
And I love, Nora, the fact that you're using pumpkins, because everybody thinks after Halloween, you get rid of your pumpkins, you carve them up, but no, you've actually used these. You probably get them for half price.
Absolutely. I'm not ready for Christmas yet. And that holiday season. So all the more reason I feel like let it go a little longer. I do think that Thanksgiving still is an autumnal holiday, so it's the final blowout. So what I think about too when I'm putting together a table is let your table do the talking.
Okay.
And this is an Ethan Allen table, the Cameron table, and what I love about it has this rough sawn top, and that's telling me go rustic.
Right.
Okay.
But it is Thanksgiving, so I feel like it needs a little bit of polish, and therefore I'm bringing in the Simon Pierce elegance. It's that yin and yang.
So that's a good point. If you have a cherry formal dining room table, then your table would let it do that, let that table do the talking, and you might have a completely different setting.
Absolutely. People always think I need a tablecloth. I think if you have a beautiful wood surface, let it shine.
I just worry sometimes it's going to get damaged. But yes, so if we don't use a tablecloth, then you need the, you did just the placemats and some really elegant, just very soft. And I love how you folded it. I guess because you're doing more rustic, you just did the napkins really simple. Like anybody, you could give this to the kids. It's not a fancy fold.
It's not, and it's very lightly pressed. It's a natural linen, which I love about it. I like that it's a little crumply, and that adds to it. The placemats are really cool. You know, I knew I was going to do this cream setting with the plates. They're these Belmont plates. They're all hand thrown. So I love, again, that natural vibe to the table. But I wanted to counter it so it's not all white. So these are banana bark placemats from Simon Pierce. And I love the shot of that tomato red. And I think that really grounds it and ties it to the table, which is key.
And this is also really simple because most of us have some clear glass. Even if you don't have all the beautiful matching Simon Pierce, most of us have some clear glass and white candles that we could just put all out on the table, and it just kind of all unified it.
Yes, we need to add sparkle. And again, especially if your supper is later in the day, it's really perfect. I also like that the height of them, you can still see through and see the person on the other side.
Okay, now that's my next question is, you're going to actually, this is, like, I would think that this would be something that people would walk into the room and see and they'd be like, oh my God, that's beautiful. But then when it's actually time to put the food out, would you not remove the pumpkins or you'd leave it all on there?
I usually, at Connecticut Country House, I serve a buffet. And everybody picks what they'd like, and then they're seated. And as you could see, we also have little place cards on the little baby booze.
Now, did you make these yourself?
Oh, they are so simple, guys. This is from Michael's, little wooden.
They sell them just like that?
Just like that, and with a Sharpie, put the name on it. And then take like the prettiest pumpkin that you could find and make those be a special treat for your guests. That's why people love looking for their names and they have something to take home.
Love the place cards. And I love the buffet aspect too. We do that in our house, and it just makes it easier because you're not stressed about serving everybody.
Absolutely. You know, one year it was on the table, and by the time it passed around to everybody, the poor last person had barely anything left, or it was really ice cold. So I felt that that was the best way to do it. And I also want to say with the pumpkins, easy, inexpensive, like you said, Scott, probably half price at this point. If you want to bring color into your table, like my shirt, do all orange. That would be fabulous too.
But don't mix. I think, right? You
don't mix.
The monochromatic is what's giving it this beautiful look.
The only thing to mix would be your scale. You know, start with, what I do when I set the table is I put the placemats down first so I know what my area is. Then you place your hurricanes. And that is really like your foundation for the table. Now I start building bigger pumpkins. And I get that established. Medium, actually medium size, smaller size. And then we have the little baby booze.
So that trickles down.
So you need lots of different sizes.
A lot of different sizes. And again, I have found these in my grocery store, at nurseries.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And what I do too is I collect them through the season. I start back in September because I know this is what I want to do for my place setting.
And I mean, you've obviously been collecting this for a while, this beautiful glassware, but you don't have to have a high-end expensive glassware. You can go, you know, and find what you can out there.
Absolutely. I had asked Simon if I could borrow his glassware because what I loved about it is that he had Connecticut named products.
Right.
This is the Westport Hurricane.
Oh, how adorable.
And that's for his shop in Westport. He also has a shop in Greenwich. And
is it handmade in Vermont?
Handmade in Vermont, hand blown.
It's beautiful.
Phenomenal
you know
to watch.
Simon Pierce?
I had met him this summer. Lovely. What a true artist.
I'm so impressed that you've met Simon Pierce. That is quite something.
That was, yes, he and his wife Pia were incredibly charming and showed me incredible hospitality, showed me the place, their home, and what you see on the table is their home. Everything is artisanal based and simple.
Wow.
And I just want to say, too, that going with the Connecticut theme, this is actually my favorite Simon Pierce thing. This is an Essex goblet. And then it's got Essex red wine and white. And I like to keep that out.
Then. Okay.
And that's for the water. And then Woodbury, can't forget Woodbury, Connecticut, and that's the flatware. And again, with this flatware, very much like the tabletop, I love that it's rustic.
Right. Okay. Now, if you are going to mix this with your china, it's okay, right? Some people have, you could still do this white theme. You just maybe want to do the rustic placemats if you're going to break out the china for Thanksgiving.
Yes, in my online magazine a few years ago, I had it set very formally. I had covered my table with an antique quilt. That was a very fine quilt. And I had fine china on.
Okay, so it'll work either way.
All right, we want to thank the folks again from Ethan Allen. They were kind enough to deliver this gorgeous, gorgeous table to use in our segment. And you can check out all the beautiful furniture they offer at ethanallen.com.
And for great guidance and inspiration like home decorating, gardening, or your tabletops, cooking, check out Nora's online magazine that she mentioned and her blog. You can go to NoraMurphyCountryHouse.com. Thank you so much, Nora.
She knows Simon Pierce.